Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Noel Harrison.
Let's sing an old-fashioned song. I'll tell you lies all night long. Then we'll pretend that the world is a fairy story. Let's sing an old-fashioned song. Let's do an old-fashioned dance. Candles and wine and romance. Then I can say that I'll love you forever while we sing, while we lie, while we dance.
And now I would like you to meet my wife, Sarah.
Is this Sarah Harrison? Is this Sarah Harrison? Or is this Noel Harrison's wife, Sarah? Well, we'll soon find out as they try to fool this panel. Bert Convy, Betty White, Orson Bean, Kitty Carlisle, plus 100 of the people in our studio audience on To Tell the Truth. This portion of To Tell the Truth is brought to you by new cherry-flavored Chalks Plus Iron for children, the plus to grow on. And now here's our host on To Tell the Truth, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much, and welcome again to Tell the Truth. Oh, my. Very nice to welcome this gentleman who's sitting beside me right now. He's a man of many, many, many talents. He's a musician, he's a singer, a composer, actor, and as a matter of fact, based on what we saw at the start here, somewhat of a dancer, I would say. And most people don't know that he was twice a member of the British Olympic skiing team. So let's start this first part of our game with Kitty Carlisle.
Thank
Kitty?
you, Bud. I remember hearing about your skiing from your father. Tell me, where did you first meet your wife?
In Switzerland.
And what were you doing?
We were doing a television commercial.
Oh, and she was on too.
That's
Yeah,
four
she was on
questions,
mostly.
Bud.
I was
Four.
I was on incidentally.
Four for her.
Okay, Bert.
4 questions, and all 3 of them were mine.
Good, good.
Can't think of
Don't
anything.
waste time now.
Mr. Harrigan, it's a pleasure to see you.
Harrison.
I know. I'm saying that because I saw Noel on a Jerry Lewis show, and they couldn't get his name. It was a very funny show. Listen, your wife is a performer, is that right?
No.
Oh.
Betty.
She's not a...
No, what in your opinion, the best record that you've made?
In my opinion, the best record that I've
The
made.
one that you really think is your best work?
The last one.
Oh, but that's commercial. That's what you
No, that's not commercial.
Really?
I hope the last one's, and I hope the next one's going to be better. You know?
Right, and what's the last one?
Well, the last track that I actually cut, I guess the last record I had out. Oh, wait a minute, Santa Monica Pier. Yeah.
Is that the one you think,
yeah.
in your opinion, is
Awesome.
the one you enjoyed?
Yeah.
Why did you steal Bud Collier's water? I saw you.
I gave it to him.
You gave it to him, humbug, sir. You're just trying to cover up for a felony. On what label is Santa Monica Pier? That's what I want.
Gee, yes. A reprise.
Reprise Records. All right, a little plug there.
Kitty.
Is there anything about your wife, Noel, that you really hate?
No.
Nothing at all?
No.
Come on.
How about her about you,
Bert.
Noel? What is something that you do that aggravates her terribly?
That you'll have to ask her. I don't know.
Betty.
Diplomatic.
All right, Noel, if not about your wife, what is your pet hate? What do you really not like?
Dishonesty.
Broads who ask questions on television. I know.
Orson.
How many babies do you have?
4.
Wonderful.
Kitty.
Thank
Where are they all?
you. They're all in California.
You live there?
Yeah.
Now,
Bert.
you said you were making a commercial in Switzerland when you met your wife.
Yes.
Now, what was your wife doing there?
She was making a commercial.
With you?
Yeah.
Oh, so she does make television commercials?
No, she did at that time. She doesn't anymore. She used to be a model, you see.
Right.
Betty.
How tall is your wife, Noel?
That's all the time we have for this questioning. You've learned a little about Noel Harrison and his wife, Sarah Lee. Let's ask the ladies now to please come in from their soundproof room. Adjustable. All right, panel, see if you can find out now which of these ladies is married to Noel Harrison. We'll start with Orson B.
I have to disqualify myself because I know one of these charming ladies. However, I would like to take up my time to say a few words.
Never
on the
mind.
subject.
Thank you very much. Kitty Carlisle.
Number one, have you given up whatever hopes you had for a career?
Yes, I have.
And you don't mind that?
No, not in the least.
Number two, do you know Noel's mother's name?
Yes.
What is it?
It's Noel Marjorie Thomas before.
Thank you. Number three, is he hard? Do you cook for him, by the way?
No, I don't.
You don't cook at all?
No.
Number one, does he cook?
Yes, he can cook.
And is he any good?
Very good.
Number two, what is the worst faults?
I couldn't sort of, you know, nothing that's really sort of...
Number three, did you fall in love with him at once during this commercial?
Yes, I did.
And number one, did he fall in love with you right away?
Of course.
That's my girl.
Bert Convy.
Thank you, Bud. Number three, if memory serves me right, your husband was on the English Olympic swimming team. Now,
It wasn't the swimming team, it was the skiing team.
is that right? Okay. Number two, you met your husband doing a commercial. We don't want to give the product a plug, but what kind of a thing was it that you were?
Toothpaste.
A toothpaste. Number one, who cooks for the kids if you don't?
I've got a lady that cooks for the kids.
I see. And you got a man that cooks for Noel? No, you wouldn't.
No, she cooks for Noel too.
I see. Now, number three, what about traveling? You've got quite a brood. Now, your husband's all over the country, all over the world, I guess. What do you do about that?
Well, we usually try to go together, if it's at all possible.
Okay.
Betty White.
Thank you, Bud. Number two, you said his mother's name was Thomas? Now that throws me right off there. Number one, when was this commercial made?
I'm very bad at dates. I'm afraid I can't remember.
Number three, do you remember when this was made?
No, I don't.
Number two, do you?
No.
You really don't?
No, I really have forgotten it.
About how many years approximately, give or take 10?
Well, it was, let me think. I suppose about, I can't remember, it's 50... It's now 7...
57. Okay.
57, about, well, it's 11 years ago. 11 years.
Number three, what is your husband's favorite recording that he has made?
His favorite recording? I think Susanna.
That's all we have time for. So mark your ballots, if you will, please, without any consultation, and time for our studio audience to vote. So audience, when I say vote, please select number one, number two, or number three. Are you ready? Vote. All right, let's see how our panel voted. Are all ballots marked?
No.
No?
Okay.
Now they are?
Yeah.
Okay. Bert, for whom did you vote?
I think they're all married to him. I don't know how he worked it, but it's great. But since I have to pick somebody, I think number two is married to Noah.
Betty.
She was really trying not to fib. Number one looks like a ski-type person. And number three, I don't think looks like the mother of four. She probably has 74. I think it's number two.
74?
Well...
Orson.
Well, the real one is, doesn't look like the mother of four either, but she was found in the mountains of Peru by Noel when he was down there. That's a disqualification.
Oh, I see. All righty. Kitty.
I voted for number one because they all have beautiful smiles, but I think number one is the real toothpaste girl. And when she said, of course he fell in love with me at once, she's got spunk.
All right. Let's see who got the most votes from our studio audience. Our audience voted for number one. Noel, would you go over and pick out your wife, Sarah Lee, please? Thank you very, very much. What are you planning next season that might be exciting for you? Some producing, some directing, acting?
Well, I'm doing some specials, and I'm producing them with my own company, which is going to be nice. It means I can just, do it all myself.
Will we see them in this country?
Well, they're going to be in it. I live in this country.
Good, good. That is exciting.
Orson's at it again.
What are the ages of your children?
13, 9, and 6, and 3.
What a wonderful, wonderful family. Give them all a kiss for us, will you?
I will.
It was nice having you with us, believe me. Don't go yet. We'll leave. I'll talk to the others first and find out who they are. Number 2, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Morva Mancy, and I'm a freelance fashion coordinator and also merchandise editor for a magazine, baby magazine called Baby Talk.
Thank you. And number 3, what is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Anne Minke Brown, and I'm Assistant Product Manager of L'Oréal of Paris.
Thank you. And checking the score, we find that there were 2 incorrect votes, plus a disqualification, making it 3. 3 times $100, $300. Thank you all very much for gracing our show. Goodbye, and God bless you. Our next guest on To Tell the Truth was separated from her younger sister when she was 18 months old. Last month, the 2 sisters met for the first time in over 30 years. We'll meet her in just 1 minute. Now, this word.
All buttered up. And still getting a beauty of a sunburn and a windburn on her hair. A burn that really hurts her looks. Now, for dull, dry, weather-beaten hair comes the Weather Beater, Alberto VO5 hairdressing. 5 conditioners bring relief in seconds. Leave hair shining, healthy-looking, easy to manage, protected from the weather. VO5 hairdressing, the Weather Beater. Regular or blue for gray, white, or silver bronze.
All hairsprays hold well enough when you first put them on. But when you go outside, you need VO5 with Murol. Alberto VO5 with Murol really holds. And still, your hair looks soft and lovely. Anywhere.
Wait, Orson, which one of the ones did you know?
Oh, I know Sweet Sarah. Both she and Noel are adorable people.
So you are...
Darling couple. I wish I was one of their kids.
I heard you were.
All right, now let's meet one of our reunited sisters.
What is your name, please?
My name is Vivian Perry. My name is Vivian Perry.
My name is Vivian Perry.
We'll play our game with Vivian Perry in just 1 minute. Now, this word.
Because you never know when it can happen. Behold, with lemon oil. More than just a lemon fragrance. Thick and rich and loaded with protection. Because you never know when accidents can happen. Behold, with lemon oil. Because lemon oil and water don't mix.
Metrocal announces the great taste change. The greatest taste ever to pour out of a can. Richer, deeper chocolates. Perky Danish coffee. Luscious vanilla. Only 225 calories. To help keep pounds off, have Metrocal for lunch, eat sensibly at dinner. New taste and ready to serve.
There'll be some changes made.
Try it.
This portion of To Tell the Truth was brought to you by new cherry-flavored Chocs Plus Iron for children. The plus to grow on. The next portion of To Tell the Truth is brought to you by Mediquick First Aid Spray for little problems that shouldn't become big ones.
All right, panel, let's get into the game simply by saying that these 3 ladies all claim to be Vivian Perry. Last March, Vivian Perry found her long-lost sister after a separation of over 30 years. With that information, let's begin with Bert Convy.
Thank you, Bud. Number 1, what were the circumstances that caused the separation?
When I was 18 months old, my mother died in childbirth. And my grandparents, with whom I was staying at the time, kept me, and my father took my sister.
I see. Number 3, how long was it before you were aware that you had a sister?
For years, ever since I was small, growing up, I realized I had a sister, but I didn't know where.
Yes. Number 2.
Betty White.
Number 2, where did this take place?
In Albany.
In Albany. Number 1, is your sister older or younger than you?
She's younger than I am.
Number 3, is your sister older or younger than you?
She's younger.
Oh, eight. Well, I beg your pardon. I was thinking that was the third baby. I beg your pardon. Who's counting after all? Number 1, where did you find your sister? How did you find her?
How did I find my sister? She found out about me later on and came to look for me. I didn't know her name. She had a different last name, so I couldn't get in touch with her.
Number 2, when did you first...
Orson.
Number 2, if number 1's story is correct, and I assume you agree with it, does this mean that your father was also whereabouts unknown?
Well, my father took care of me for a time, and he was the one who put my sister in a foster home, and then since then he passed away.
Well, number 3, is that right? Was your sister put in a foster home?
Yes, she lived with foster parents.
Why wouldn't your father have known where she went? Or was she adopted?
The father did know, but there was an agreement whereby she was not to know.
Kitty.
Number 2, how did she find out?
Well, she had gone to a wedding party, and a distant relative asked if she ever kept in touch with me.
And number 1, what happened when you finally met?
Just as you can imagine, we were very pleased to see each other.
And number 3, does she live far from you now? Can you see each other frequently?
No, she lives far from me. She lives in Miami.
And is she married?
Yes, she is.
And number 2, are you married?
Yes, I am.
Did you introduce your children to each other?
They haven't met as of yet.
And number 1...
That's all the time we have. So mark your ballots, if you will, please. And audience, again, when I say vote, will you please select number 1, number 2, or number 3? You ready? Vote.
Mercy.
Very well, let's see how our panel voted. Have we all marked? All right. Bert, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 2. I think it's number 1. But see, that way I cover myself. If I'm wrong, I can say, oh, yeah, well, I thought so. So I think it's number 2. I also think you're pulling a trick on us, and I'll confirm it later.
Betty.
Well, what am I going to do with number 3? I can't.
You're going to lose.
I know the story of my life. No, it is a very tricky thing because I'm going to say number 3, but I have a hunch, the same hunch Bert has. I think we're being tricked.
Orson.
I think it's number 1. She looks like the girl from Buffalo or Albany, wherever it was, Secaucus, and I believe that on the basis of this, that she's the correct one. Thank you.
Kitty.
I believe it's number 3, but I believe one of the other 2 is the sister. Somehow there's a sister and the real one, and they're all there together, and I can't wait to find out who it is.
That's what
Very well, we'll find out how our audience voted and meet the real Vivian Perry in just 1 minute. Now, this message.
A scratch, a minor cut. Bacteria, infection germs. Given a chance, germs will infect an open wound. Mediquick kills germs with more antiseptic strength than iodine. Kills them with 3 antiseptics. 3 germ killers, 1 painkiller. Mediquick. For little problems that shouldn't become big ones.
My name is Betty White.
The best way to celebrate Betty White's life is with a 2-day tribute featuring our favorite Betty White episodes. First, all day Sunday, the password is Betty. Then Monday, on Betty's birthday, we tell Betty's story from her earliest appearances to her final bow.
The lovely and talented Miss Betty White.
BUZZR says goodbye to the First Lady of Game Shows. Betty White concludes all day today on BUZZR.
All right, panel, let's see who got the most votes from our studio audience. Our audience voted for number 1. So it's time to find out which of these 3 ladies, in truth, found her sister after a separation of 30 years. Will the real Vivian Perry please stand up? Thank you very much, and may you never lose touch again.
I hope
it's a happy arrangement and that you just keep close touch with each other and your families.
We hope to.
Number 1, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Joy Falk, and I'm a speech therapist.
Number 2, what is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Anita Ingram, and I'm a housewife.
Thank you. And checking the score, we find there were 1, 2, 3 incorrect votes. 3 times $100, $300, ladies. Thanks for being with us. Hope you had a good time. Goodbye, and God bless you. We'll be back in a minute. Now, this message.
Trampoline. No wonder the Wilsons are in good shape.
Including Ida, my wife.
Mother of 5. Yet she keeps slim as her teenage daughter. How? Exercise and the right kind of foods. Like a post-grape nuts breakfast. It fills you up, not out. Gives you important protein. And only grape nuts have these crunchy nuggets. Enjoy a delicious post-grape nuts breakfast. It fills you up, not out. Post cereals make breakfast a little bit better.
Well, that's all we have time for, but it was a good time, and you made it so.
Thank you, Bud.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, see you tomorrow, too. In the meantime, don't you forget to tell the truth.
This portion of To Tell the Truth was brought to you by Mediquick First Aid Spray for little problems that shouldn't become big ones. To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. The Harrison song and the preceding program were recorded.